A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. DHAKA, Bangladesh. A wave of political unrest is sweeping through Bangladesh as a leading student group, the Anti-Discrimination Student Movement, has issued an urgent call for President Mohammed Shahabuddin to resign. This demand follows controversial comments made by the president that appear to question the legitimacy of former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina's resignation in August. The political landscape has become increasingly volatile, with protests erupting in the capital, Dhaka, as demonstrators expressed their outrage over the president's remarks. On Tuesday, hundreds of protesters gathered in Dhaka, some attempting to storm the presidential palace, Bangabhavan, as tensions escalated. Witnesses reported that police responded with force, using batons and stun grenades to disperse the crowd, resulting in injuries to at least 2 individuals who were reportedly shot during the clashes. The protests were sparked by President Shahabuddin's recent interview with the Bengali-language newspaper, Manab Zaman, where he stated that he had not seen Hasina's resignation letter, which she allegedly submitted before fleeing to India amid a student-led uprising. The interim government, led by Nobel laureate Muhammad Yunus, took power following Hasina's resignation on August 5, but Shahabuddin's comments have ignited fury among student activists and government officials alike. Shahabuddin's statement that he had only heard about Hasina's resignation but had not seen the actual letter has raised questions about the legitimacy of the interim government's authority, prompting the Anti-Discrimination Student Movement to set a 2-day deadline for his resignation. As political tensions rise, the interim government is expected to hold a cabinet meeting to discuss the situation. The protest continued late into the night, with demonstrators vowing to escalate their actions if their demands are not met. The Anti-Discrimination Student Movement has laid out 5 key demands, including the immediate resignation of President Shahabuddin and the scrapping of Bangladesh's 1972 constitution, which they claim has enabled the current political crisis. During a rally at the Central Shahid Minar in Dhaka, Hasnat Abdullah, a coordinator of the movement, emphasized the need for a new constitution, stating, "The 1972 constitution will have to be replaced by writing a new one against the backdrop of 2024 mass upheaval." Abdullah warned that if the government fails to address their demands, they would return to the streets with full force. The political implications of Shahabuddin's comments are significant, as they threaten to create a constitutional vacuum in Bangladesh. According to the constitution, only parliament has the authority to impeach the president for misconduct or incapacity. As the situation unfolds, experts are concerned that the removal of the president could lead to further instability. In a recent statement, Asif Nazrul, the law advisor to the interim government, accused Shahabuddin of spreading falsehoods and questioned his fitness for office. Nazrul stated, "If he remains firm on his comments, the interim government will need to think about whether he is still qualified to hold his office." This adds another layer of complexity to an already tense political environment. The protests have drawn a diverse array of participants, with several groups joining the Anti-Discrimination Student Movement in demanding Shahabuddin's resignation. The unrest has raised concerns about the potential for further violence and unrest in the coming days. As the political landscape in Bangladesh continues to evolve, the Yunus-led government has indicated its intention to seek the extradition of Sheikh Hasina from India to face allegations of crimes against humanity. This move could further inflame tensions and complicate an already precarious political situation. The president, for his part, has urged the public not to reignite controversy over what he describes as a settled issue. However, the protests and calls for his resignation demonstrate that the political crisis is far from resolved. The coming days will be critical as the interim government navigates this tumultuous period and the student movement continues to assert its demands for accountability and change. In summary, Bangladesh is facing a significant political crisis as protests erupt over the president's comments regarding the former prime minister's resignation. With calls for Shahabuddin's resignation and demands for constitutional reform, the country stands at a crossroads, and the actions taken by the interim government in the coming days will be pivotal in determining the future of Bangladesh's political landscape. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.